To my boy, Volkswagen Passat 2.0 turbo. If you needed some help going to take care of this, always remember, you guys, you're gonna have your key fob. You know what I'm saying? Have it on standby. Go ahead and press the unlock button. Make sure the car works. Got battery. Go ahead and come up to the car. Excuse me, guys. I'm a little under the weather today. But yeah. So never put the key fob inside. Kind of keep it on top. Make sure you don't lock it in the car. Car won't lock with it in the car, but just in case, as a precaution for some other vehicles. So I'm gonna try to make this sweet. Anyone working on these cars, always take your time, never rush through the process. Now you're gonna have this rubber grommet, okay? You can pull it and it comes right out. It's got this brim on it. As you can see, the screwdriver goes in, it just pops right out gently. This right here, you don't have to be as careful, okay? Push this carpet back. See, I got my clear zone. Also, lay down some cardboard. I took out the back seat, put some cardboard so I don't drip gas and leaking in places it don't need to be. Go ahead and set my camera up. Okay, guys. Go ahead and just position the camera a little higher. Okay, 1 second. Okay. Alright, so go ahead and take the screwdriver. Now you don't need the screwdriver, but it's always easier. Just stick it in slowly where this mark is and lift up. Go ahead and pull it up. I got a hammer and a screwdriver, my only tools, okay? So you're gonna go ahead and inspect right here. Now this sensor, originally on top in this position, had a sensor, a fuel regulation sensor. It's for the low pressure fuel pump in the rear. They relocated it. It used to be the sensor and the connection. Now this new one is different. It's got the wire that leads into the side plastic somewhere else. That'll be a different video. But in here, pop it up. This is the new connector. It's very vibrant red, new insulation. It's got a safety clip. Now how this works is you put your screwdriver in and lift up. Always remember, under the clip there's a position for it. Lift up. Now with Audi, you got to be very careful with the clips. They're a little enticing. Okay, just to show you. Clip goes down, then comes up. Clearly it won't lock anymore because it's not in the position that allows it to slide down. Okay, so you just pull up with your screwdriver and it comes up. Putting it back in, the clip faces the seat, goes back down, clip facing the seat, and plugs right in. So here's the clip. I'm gonna put all this to the side, move it out the way. Now remember, this fuel line has a clip that pushes in. I use the screwdriver to point it out. Right here, pushes in. Okay? This line is pressured. So remember, if you're first time doing this, don't remove this without having a rag present, which clearly I don't at the moment because I'm working fast. Let me go ahead and find a rag, because my friend always has something. Okay, so I'm gonna use this black rag right here. Now, when you pull it back, put the rag over the fuel line because it's pressured. Unless you go to the front and drain it by the fuel pressure valve. Now this one's already been drained because I replaced the high pressure fuel pump. Different video, I'll explain later. So it leaked a little gas, not too much. Now on this, it has directions. It's gonna go one way. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Now, I'm gonna assume, oh, okay, so here's the marker. You're gonna have a divot where you can put your screwdriver on. It always goes the direction of the divot. If you can't get it sometimes, you'll see like in between there's little crevice marks. Just be careful not to hit nothing. Always pay attention to what you're doing. Take your time. Don't rush. Remember, hammer, flathead. Nothing too hard. Go ahead and move the fuel line to the side. Clearly you could see. Oh yeah, so you see it. And presses in. You can see inside. It has like a band inside, and it basically just loosens it. It expands. Lift it up. Here's the ring. Okay. Rusty. Probably want to paint it or replace it. More than likely, I think I bought a brand new one for $9 from Audi. Shouldn't be a problem. Always be careful. Here's, let me see. Okay, so there's the divot I was trying to explain to you guys. I hit it and it kind of went flat, but you see how it sticks up? Let me see, this one. See, I hit it and it pounded flat. Okay? So, you know, it's not a big deal. Just make sure it doesn't go in too much. You might have to bend it up with a plier. But this is how it should look. It should look like this. But always remember, replace it, regardless. Doesn't matter. Replace it, replace it, replace it. See how nasty it is? A lot of people like to reuse them. This is going to cause rust to the bracket. No good. Makes it harder on life. Now I'm lifting it. You got to be gentle. It has a spring-loaded compressioner. So let me make an example. The reinstallation is the same process, but because you guys aren't here, you're not going to know. So let me show you. Okay, this pump has this groove right here. Okay, it has a position mark right here. Okay, let me put it back down. Okay, so I put it back down in the position mark. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get some tape, or I'm gonna get a marker and mark it right now. But for now, I'm just removing the fuel pump. And the marker, you set the mark so you know how to reinstall it. Always keep the old part so you know how to put it back in. Obviously have a plastic bag somewhere hanging around, because you wanna put the fuel pump in the bag. So I'm gonna go ahead and set my tools down. Got my rag, set my rag down, my bracket, put that off to the side. Doesn't really need to be too close. Always keep your space clean and clear. My plastic bag. I'm gonna remove the pump now. So you gotta jiggle it a little. Don't rush it. You can even get a screwdriver or a flathead and just pop it up slowly. This fuel pump is spring loaded, you guys. So give me 1 second and I'll help out. So if you notice when I'm pulling it out, you can see I think there's a problem with the spring mechanism and the fuel pump. I think they detached from each other somewhere along the line. It broke. This is probably why it wasn't getting fuel. There's a sensor in here that's detached. It looked like it broke. So I think I found the problem. Just go ahead and get the pump out. This isn't average. The pump should not come out like this. I'll explain more once I have it out. Okay, so there's this clip, and it moves like this. Has an additional fuel line in the tank. So I'm gonna set this to the side for now. Don't want to break anything. Okay, so I got the pump out. This pump is broken. The spring mechanism somehow detached from the inside. And this little plastic housing piece attached to a sensor inside. I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to assume this dunks in the tank. because I don't see a connector to it, and most tanks are basic. The fuel pump drops in, the connector, you know, everything connects. Sometimes you have connectors in the inside. This was the connector. This was in the tank already, okay? Now I'm gonna reassemble it on the outside. So remember, my boy, this clamps like that.